Zambia Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone listening in, all our viewers in the United States, in Zambia, and across the globe. This is your host, Mwanza Palango. Welcome to another segment of Speak Your Truth. Today we have a very, very special guest. But before I go in and introduce my guest, I would like to acknowledge and pass my condolences to the Zambian community in the diaspora. We lost a giant, James Mwape, and he is being put to rest today. Actually, as we speak, they're heading to bury him. This was a giant in our community. He did awards. He did things like never before. Actually, most of us on this platform, we know each other through him, starting from 2009, 2010, and everything. May his soul rest in peace. And again, my condolences. And again, I like in the Indiana community, one of our leaders, our powerful sisters, Miss Gina lost her husband. My condolences to them. And our prayers are with them. And please keep all the families in your prayers. So that said, let's go back to where do I start? So his name is Willz, but unfortunately, mentioning his name, he says Kutomo Nazina Nkurakwa, meaning mentioning the name you even offending. That's how big he is. But for the sake of introduction, I'll mention his name, Miss Willz, Mr. Munyopole. After that, I'll try not to laugh. That is my guess. What's up, Will? How are you?
Hey, how's it going? How are you guys? How's everyone watching?
And we have Elias and good afternoon. So you and me are gonna go quick ride. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. So let me start by saying happy birthday to you. So Will's just turned a beautiful 33 on Sunday. Did I have to say your age? I did.
It's all right. It's all right.
So with that, I know you graced us a couple of years ago with my tribe, Awaken the Giant Within. You did grace us with your praises. That's the day actually you were, or day before you just dropped your hit. I salute myself and I'm gonna salute you for everything. So let's talk about I salute myself in the name of love. And please tell us, and there's a lot of people are inquisitive about you, like especially my people in the diaspora, like who is he? You've done a lot, and we're gonna dip into that. But let's go, since it's your birthday. First, let's talking about saluting you and saluting yourself. How did that come up with?
To start with, let me introduce myself nicely. My name is Willz. I'm a Zambian dancehall hip hop artist. So I mix my music with Vernac and English. And so to talk about the song "Salute Myself," so this song I was just giving myself flowers, looking at where I come from, how hard things have been. In as much as the journey hasn't been so easy, but at the end of the day, I managed to get here where I am. I was like, you know what? Let me just salute myself. I just salute myself before anyone else comes. It's more like self motivation. You know what I'm saying? I'm just motivating myself, saying, let me salute myself. If you get my point.
I actually do get your point. When did you start on actually, let me go back. When we just launched the show, we had two beautiful ladies who talked about how they came from people bullying them, or you're not so cute. And then Miss Phoebe, that's Dr. Kuzai, and then Miss Phoebe, who went and said, I wake up and I love myself. I look in the mirror and I love who I am. So when did you start to salute yourself? Because that song actually, you talk about Gona na nakatapa. For my audience who don't understand Nyanjo, whatever, like we use just to sleep on katapa, and at vunikirani saka. That means sleeping. You have to take
You
like
cover a sack. Like you don't have a
yes, that's
blanket,
what
you
you
cover a
cover
sack or a
yourself.
blanket. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
talk about your dad dying when you were 5 years old, and I'll wrap it up what I'm asking, because my father actually died when I was 18, but my brother was 4 years old. And actually, in 2 days' time, it will be over 20 something years when my dad passed, and may his soul rest in peace. We celebrate him, we don't cry him, we just celebrate. He was a joy. So how do you come from kugona nakataba, covering yourself in a sack, and your dad dying at 5? How do you come from that to saluting yourself?
Well, to start with, you just have to be determined. It's hard, but you have to know what you want. I would love to think I've always known what I've always known what I wanted from a tender age. So therefore, I've worked on one thing and one thing only. I've always known that I wanted to do music. So from the age of 13, I've tried by all means to concentrate on music. And then apart from that, my family has been very supportive. I come from a very humble background. We did not have so much, but just them showing me how much they love me and how much they care about me, that kept me moving. That's what motivated me. And also putting God first in everything that you do. Obviously, we've got other people that are Muslims. If you have to believe in something, if you believe in Allah, if you believe in Jesus, whatever you believe in, you have to believe in something, if you get my point.
Your point is loud and clear. I believe in God, and I'm a believer. My mom taught me better from the young age. And I see in most of your songs talking
Mm-hmm.
about believing in God. Of course, one of my favorite songs of many. So you guys that are listening, you hear when Will said he started at 13 years old. I am a certain age and just still figuring out what I'm supposed to do in life, my purpose. Of course, I found it, but it didn't. I was who I am at 13, at 14, at 15, at 20, but I didn't really know, because my calling, I thought it was gonna be this, because I'm just too talkative. Then that's only to find out actually the talking is my calling.
Yeah.
And that's one of the songs that you do, you collaborate with Israel, Italanta.
Yes.
You just go,
Mm-hmm.
my calling is my tongue. Italanta telia kupelwa kubantu.
Cuban.
Leso
Yeah.
muine ewampela, and nobody can take it away. In short, guys, in English, he's saying in this song called Italanta that he collaborated with Israel. My my gift is my tongue,
True.
and God has given it to me, and nobody can take it away. And it takes it even further to go. Actually, not even me can take it away from myself. Red light can't
Exactly.
stop me. All right, dude, talk
Nothing.
about that.
You feel me? Yeah,
I
yeah.
oh, I study your songs. I'm like, damn, I have to
Mm-hmm.
write. I write, and my kids can sing your songs even if they don't understand. So we have to teach first after listening, and then we have to teach what's going
I
on there.
appreciate that. I appreciate
Mhm.
that.
So talk about Italanta. And when you talk about that, I want there are a lot of youths there listening. Kathy, my giant, Kasongo Elias, hi giants to you. They're all listening in, right? So talk about the talent and the tenacity to go for it where nobody can stop you. You can't even stop yourself. Not even red lights can do that. Let's talk about that. Over to you, Wills.
Yeah, so Italanta is a song that allows me to remind myself of how powerful this talent I have. Like, no one can stop me because it's God given. God gave me this talent and no one can take it away from me. So for the fact that I'm saying this tongue I have is also a talent because I use my tongue to sing, I use my tongue to speak good things about my life. We should also watch what we talk about ourselves, because with your tongue you can destroy, you can build things, if you get my point. So in this song I was saying this talent was given to me by God. No one can stop me, no one can get it away from me, if you get my point.
Point taken. point
Thank you.
and point taken. And then what would you say to that youth struggling to find their talent? How do they dig in within to find that talent that God has given them? And sometimes we question ourselves, is this even possible? Can I do it? What would you say to that youth listening in, to that man listening in, to that woman listening in?
True. um at times there are so many talents, like whereby other people don't even realize that it's a talent. For example, you you can talk. You have a talent. That's a talent. Not everyone can talk. You can talk. You can address big crowds. If you know what I'm saying. That's also a talent. So you just try. You see how you can just build on that. At times, your talent just might be within you, but you're searching somewhere else. And then there are people that are multi-talented. You can be a singer. You can be a quick someone who just understands things very quickly. You know what I'm saying? That's also a talent, because there are certain people that don't understand things right there and then. Or not that I'm saying they are slow or anything, but other people are quicker than us. That's also a
Mm-hmm.
talent. And
Mm-hmm.
a talent should also be something that you love doing. Before anything else, you're supposed to love it. So if you just see that, wow, you're not really loving this thing, maybe it's not really your talent.
Hmm.
Yeah. So a
You know
talent is
what?
about. Mm-hmm.
That is good, and I'll take it back. So I always say transformation takes time. On
True.
our last segment we had Nsamach Konkolo, she actually emphasized on that. The purpose of a child. Don't parents, let's not just force our kids to be doctors because others are doctors, right?
That's true.
Let, let's find what each child loves and let's encourage them. Like for instance, I've got three kids, right? One loves swimming, one loves gymnastics, one loves everything. So my second born daughter, when we went into swimming, I just had to force her to do it because for safety reasons, but it's not a thing. But I told her as just get into the second level. So when you have your summer parties, I don't have to worry about you drowning.
True.
But she says, Mom, I'll do it just because you said, but it's not my thing. My thing is gymnastics.
Yeah.
So even in summer, I actually heated a lot on this to say, parents, let's not just force our kids to do what we think they should do. Let them
That's.
do what they love doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about before I go into my favorite song. So you taught yourself to sing in Chewa? It's
I did.
how does that even happen? It's easier than that is harder than coding. How did you do that? And then sing about and sing and the way you rap, my goodness. How did
Well,
that even happen? And at what age did you teach yourself and why?
you know what they say, where there's a will, there's a way. I've always wanted
Wow.
to stand out. I've always wanted to be unique. So I looked around. People had already done almost pretty much everything. There were like there were rappers who were like tongue twisters. There were guys who were doing punchlines and metaphors. You know what I'm saying? So I tried like, okay, what's not there? What's not there? I'm trying to see. I'm asking myself, what can I do? I was born in Cowboy, so I can speak Bemba. I can't. There are already guys who were doing Bemba, and they were already booming. If I was to come out like that, it was going to be a bit hard for me to be recognized. So I had to sit down and see, wow, what's going to make me stand out? So I just looked inside me. So I was like, wow, I'm Chewa. But how am I going to speak Chewa? Because I came in Lusaka in 95. So I've been around Lusaka pretty much my whole life. So I was trying to see what should I do. That's how I started teaching myself how to speak Chewa and stuff like that. Before I knew it, I was fluent.
Wow.
Yeah,
Seriously, you were speaking just and you have and dude, you do flow. My
I
God,
appreciate
it's you flow. There's one time a couple of years ago when I was introduced to you. We're coming from a vacation, like a
it.
six
Mm-hmm.
hours drive, and I was actually dozing. My husband was driving. The whole family were there, and he keeps he keeps playing this song, and I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, first I listened, then I had to listen for the second and third time. I'm like, who's that guy? Who is he? He is deep. I'm like, oh, there's this boy called Willz. I'm like, and then we started your song for the 6 hours.
For
We were,
real.
you were on repeat. And I'm like, I need to talk to him. I think 2 days later, I found, I called, I text you, I found you on Facebook, and you were very
Yeah.
responsive. You were very nice, very humble. And we just
Thank you very
listened
much.
to you. Before I go into my next question, but nothing, do we have Facebook? Anybody listening in? The comments? Okay, this is Kasonde say for real. God talent is given. It helps us to explore our inner greatness, and no one can stop us. Thank you so much, Elias. That's my giant. Shouts to the
That's
giants.
true.
Kathy says, discover your talent, build on something that you can do without struggle. A thing you love naturally wills following. You being loved. We've got a lot. Thank you so much for nothing. There we go. Now let's go to my song, Toliwe.
Mm-hmm.
That is my song. So in Toliwe, guys listening in, we'll speak about this girl child. It's a very emotional, touching song and very teachable. This girl child that comes from the village to come to Lusaka to go to college. But when she gets to college, as Will would say, Aseguramanso, and then Avalamato, like you open the eyes in Lusaka and then closes the ears and it takes up to the bottle. And the father died a long time ago, and the mother is really struggling, right? And the last verse, it's painful to hear just the mother crying. I cry at night. So there are many Toliways. I was in Zambia a couple of Novembers ago. Me and you talked about this. There are many Toliwes out there, and they mostly because out they do it out of desperation and about girl and women empowerment. And most of them, their parents, both parents are dead, and they have to go and find these sugar daddies. It broke my heart when I saw these things with with my own eyes. Just young girls, unfortunately, even young boys who are going out for sugar mommies, right? Because they can provide. And then they stop even their morals, they stop listening. And the mother, I hear the mother in the song saying, Bambo wako wachufa kale Tori. Tori, my daughter, please have ears and listen. But Tori, her ears are closed and her eyes are open, and all she does is partying and drinking. So can you talk to my Toliwes out there? that they can do it without throwing away their futures, because there are many of us who are Toliwes.
That's true. Well, to start with, if there's anyone who's listening and you happen to be in a situation like that, we are not trying to judge you. We are we are your brothers, we're your sisters. We just want to see how we can help each other. Um, there's nothing much out there. There's nothing much. It's quick life. Okay, you find the sugar daddy. First of all, to start with, you are younger than that person, so that person has slept with a lot of people compared to you. You can't match. You
Hmm.
can't match. The person is way too older than you. They've been doing that way before you were born. Okay, they just give you, I don't know how much they give you. You can't even you can't even use that for the whole month. All right, you can't even use that for the whole month. Soon it's gonna finish. All right, and then some of these girls, it's just peer pressure, especially the ones that are in boarding houses, for the fact that they've got freedom now. Their parents are not watching them. They are not keeping their eyes on them. I feel they're a little bit too excited. They are
Hmm.
losing it. Some of them used to be good girls now, but now that they have the freedom, they can go out at whatever time they want. There's no one monitoring them. They are now losing their morals. They're doing whatever their friends are doing. At times, they're just doing all this to impress their friends. But you find that your parents took you to school. They don't even have so much. You know where you're coming from. You even know that even my parents bringing me here, they struggled so much. Imagine if it were you paying for a child to go to school, but in the night they go out to party, they are going out with older men and stuff like that. You're putting your life at risk all for nothing. At the end of the day, you're being a little bit very, very selfish. If someone is working hard for you, all right, they could do that. They could do a lot of things with their money, but they choose to invest in you because you are their child. Mind you, we should also see there are other parents who have more money than your parents, but they don't even invest in their kids. You've seen saying, well, that one has got so much money but couldn't take their child to school. Or that man is rich but the child doesn't go to school. Stuff like that. They don't support their kids, but your parents decided to support you. So just see how you can pay them back.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you. And I'll say that to every girl child out there. I know things are hard, times are hard. Don't sell yourself out. Don't sell your morals. Do not sell your body. There's so much to do. There is so much you can do with the little you have. Use the tools in front of you and answer your talent, your God given talent. Because in going to doing all these things, I'm telling you, like your friend, Chef 187 says, service diversion mileage.
that's
That's a
true.
different. I'm not gonna say about much about that, but keep yourself pure, keep yourself true, and
Good
in
things are
doing
coming.
that,
Always know that.
God
Yeah,
will reward you. Sometimes you don't even know. You know, I get when you're saying about tezogone rakatapa. You know what? When my dad died, first we used to be very high, and then all of a sudden, very poor, right? We couldn't even have, we were eating this one garden we had with rape and something for reason. It's like a small garden. It didn't never even used to run out. We just even put salt in there and we go.
I
But
feel it.
my mom always inspired us to never stop. Don't go out there to being desperate.
True.
You were taught well, God will always provide. And even I remember when I was going to South Africa, we didn't have anything. But my mom gave me, I think it was a last $20, 20 rands or something, and gave me the permission to go to Lusaka and told me once, I trust you. You can go. And I know you do well, my daughter. And
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of pressure in South Africa, just post up there, and there was a lot of pressure for a young girl and everything. It's a story to be told later. We're running out of time. I'm looking at the watch, but let's go to one of my favorite songs. So you guys, this guy has done so many songs and is collaborated with so many people. First, a quick question before I go into this. Can you tell our audience, especially our young people, you have been very consistent, the power of consistency?
Wow. I'm trying by all means not to blow my own trumpet, but if you
No,
find
please
music,
blow it.
no, I really appreciate that you find it that way. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do as an artist. Um, Putting out music is what I love. Making music for people, speaking for the voiceless is my job as an artist. So at times, it's not every time that I'll do a song because I'm in that situation, but my job as an artist is to put myself in certain positions, put myself in other people's shoes, people who don't have the audience. That's what I do. So I'm trying by all means to make it clear to people out there that I do this for them.
And you sure do. And we love it. So
Thank
I know we are on a roller coaster right here, right? So he's done so many songs. Let's go to Ndimakupempere Lako. Who is so graceful to pray when somebody have left them and you're broken? I see on social media, and before I go into this, let me tell my youths and my young ladies out there, do not go to social media to be a consumer of social media. Go there to educate yourself. There's a lot of self-education there. Don't just go there, my boy to as well would say, you know what it is, right? I know your songs, so I can coach you
Mhm.
right and clear. So
I've seen
go to
that.
social media to learn. For instance, here Facebook, we're doing this. So, and don't go when you break up and you go, and even ladies and women, you go and blast your ex on Facebook and everything. Willz has got a song that says Ndimako Pempere Lako. Just a quick background. It's a song where uh, so he breaks up and is singing that I'll be praying for you. Even if you've left me, I hope you find somebody who your heart loves and you love them, but are you going to look into their eyes again and tell them, oh, I love you and I'm not going to leave you the way you did to me, blah blah? It's a
Yeah.
beautiful song, but how do you pray for somebody who has left you like that when they promise they'll never leave you?
Well, just try not to be toxic and understanding that we're all humans and we make mistakes and we promise things that we might not fulfill. So instead of being bitter and cursing the other partner, instead you tell them, wow, my friend, I pray for you and I pray you find what you're looking for because you couldn't find it in me. So that's what that song talks about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, but how can you be graceful? Because to go and pray for them because we want to kiss them, right? How can you be so graceful?
Well,
How do you find grace? Mhm.
you need to understand that when it comes to dating, it's more like college. Not every student graduates. So I feel people date trying to understand each other better. If you feel, wow,
Mm.
this is the person for me, then you can go ahead and marry them. So if you feel like, wow, this person is not for me, and then you just leave them, then maybe you are not meant for each other, or that person did not find you compatible. Yeah, it's gonna
Wow.
hate and all that, but it's life at the end of the day. You can't kill yourself. Just remember, whatever you're going through, life is more precious before anything else. It hurts, but
Wow.
just realize, remember that, oh, well, I still have life. At least this person left me, but I'm still alive. So before anything
Mr.
else, just be grateful to God. It's like, well, it hates, but this is the story.
Okay, on a very important note, um, and we're gonna wrap up. But you're gonna have to come back because your songs are too many to go through in one session, right? And but I have to do this. We're coming. Mother's Day is May 14th, and you just dropped a. First, let me just quickly read. You are so good. We're enjoying just some. There are a lot of comments, but but I have to ask. Afternoon, MPG and Willz. This is awesome, and we have got a lot of inspiration leaders. Must keep up the great work. Thank you, MPG. For real, we can use our talents to make up something to build a better life. And we have people. Thank you guys for your support. Now, in the spirit of Mother's Day coming up on May the 14th, and to all the mothers, and my mom is listening in. Hi, Mom. You just dropped something about your mother that recently passed away. And again, my condolences. You dropped a song. That song is so touching. I have to sometimes not listen to it much because it's very, very touching how you dream about your mother, even in the dream, even to pray to God. God, can you just give even few seconds? I wish I could have those few seconds with her. And for those of us that still have mothers, thank you, Mom, for always being there and keeping up with me with everything. Let's appreciate our mother. Talk about that song and tell us a little bit about your mom, and we'll wrap up.
Wow. Well, to start with, my mom was a very loving mom. She didn't have so much, but she had love. She wasn't very educated when it comes to school, but she was educated. She was very educated about life, to teach her kids how to survive and how not to cry for things that are not theirs. So therefore, we've always stuck in our lanes, and we grew up not envying other people's things. We would rather praise you for what you have, but we'll never envy what you have. We stick to what we have, and we thank God for that. And then the
Wow.
song is just me missing my mom. So it says Nimayewa. So missing her, how we used to relate, how we used to talk and stuff like that. So in the song I also mentioned saying, I wish I could just ask God, even for a minute, to hold my mom's hand once more. So I know most of people can relate to the song. You might have lost someone dear to you. It's one of those songs you can relate to.
It is very relatable. Wow, guys. I'll read quickly from Fletcher Kalumba says, thanks, Mr. Willz, for sparing time to come through and inspire us. Wishing you the very best in all your endeavors, and happiest birthday. And so much Inspire Leadership School says, sorry about your mom. And Kasonde Elias says, morals in life are very important. They help us drive our talents. So I know we could have gone further, but we have to do, the show has to wrap. I want to say thank you very much, Will, for coming. Thank you, Honorable Nathan Nkama. This is your host, Mwansa Palangwa God, aka MPG. I want to say thank you. And for our next guest, we're gonna have you back again.
Great. I'll be happy to be
Yes,
back.
this was people saying this is a beautiful conversation. But Nathan, we're gonna wrap up. Can you come in and just talk quickly about what you heard, and then we wrap up? Yours is the last word.
Great show, guys. Just enjoying everything. And Willz, it was good to have you on. We look forward to next time once. So we need to make sure we play the music.
Yes. We sure do. So we'll have to have a longer session, but we sure do.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Willz. Good stuff.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, God.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.